Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, with rising prices for just about everything, are we headed for a recession? Not everyone thinks so. Plus, UNL celebrates Juneteenth. We're going to take you to the celebration. Also,
because together we can accomplish something really grand for our community.
it looks like a piece of Lincoln history is going to be saved. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Megan Conway has the night off. We're going to get to those stories in just a second, but first, let's take a look at the weather because we have a couple of warnings we want you to know about. Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer joins us right off the top here. John?
Yeah, Rod, everything's fine in southeast Nebraska right now, but we're watching northern Nebraska and southwestern Nebraska where we've got a couple of warnings in place, and there are some warnings well out of our viewing area out in the Panhandle. In fact, a tornado warning out that direction. But we're watching a thunderstorm that's moving in through portions of Holt County. This storm is moving off to the north and east. The warning's in effect until 5:30 tonight. Some large hail is possible with this, as well as some gusty winds. The latest track, you can see this is all moving off to the north and east, right around 50 miles per hour. Would bring it through Emmett at 5:05, Shields at 5:14, Rock Falls at 5:21, and eventually Meek at 5:26. Further to the south and west, we've got a thunderstorm that was issued, although to be honest, it's starting to move out of the warned area, and the storm is not that terribly strong. You can see this is now moving out over northern portions of Furnace County at this point, but the warning officially in effect until 5:15. They'll be dropping that here shortly. 95 degrees is the current temperature in Lincoln. That's the high temperature of the day. Look at Grand Island. It's currently 101 degrees there, and 98 in Aurora, as well as Hastings, 94 degrees in Beatrice. It is also humid. Dew points are in the low 70s, so as I like to call this is very muggly air we've got. The heat index now is up to 102 in Lincoln, or at least that's what it feels like. It feels like 101 in Friend. For the rest of this evening, clear skies will keep some gusty winds around as well. 92 degrees by 8 o'clock and still 87 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. We are not going to cool off much tonight, but there are changes coming our way. That includes cooler air and almost daily chances for rain. The details coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you for the update, John. We do have some good news tonight. For those wanting to save the Pershing Center mural, we've learned a contractor is expected to start soon on removing the huge piece of art. Pershing Auditorium closed in 2014 and the city plans to tear it down. But a group wants to save the more than 700,000 pieces of tile that have been up for nearly 70 years now. The organization, Saving the Mural, gave us an update. On Give to Lincoln Day, they needed around $250,000 to get this project done. Well, since then, they now only need nearly $35,000 to get the mural removed. Even though they still need to raise money, the contractor, MTZ Properties, agreed to take the tiles off section by section. The plan is to start taking down the mural in early July before the city starts work on demolishing the building in September. Liz Shea McCoy, the organization chairperson, can't thank the generous people of Lincoln enough.
I just want to thank those people that have donated thus far, and I really encourage those that haven't or those that already did, let's keep up the donations, because together we can accomplish something really grand for our community.
The goal is to continue raising money and getting some grants to pay for cleaning and restoring the mural. The group says one option is to move it and put it up at the Lancaster Event Center. They say it's a piece of the past they want future generations to be able to enjoy.
We have lots of options. Once again, we're working with the city to find the best placement so it can be enjoyed, continue to be enjoyed, maybe even more so once it's brought down, so you can actually appreciate the composition and the beauty of this historic mural.
If you want to donate to the Save the Mural, visit the Nebraska State Historical Society Foundation website, click on Projects, then click on the Pershing Mural Project. Now, we also have a link to that in this article, which you can find on our website, klkntv.com. It is the federal holiday for Juneteenth today, and at UNL, they celebrated the end of slavery here in the United States. Channel 8's Joseph Nasser joins us now with more on that. Joseph?
Good evening, Rod. This is the second year that Juneteenth has been recognized as a federal holiday and the first time the university has put together a formal Juneteenth commemoration. The university invited people across the city to gather at the Student Union Plaza, where they had giveaways and informational posters to help people learn more about Juneteenth. Of course, it's the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery. As you mentioned, UNL Dr. Marco Barker helped bring the commemoration to campus. He hopes this is just the beginning of the conversation.
We got together and decided that we should do something, right? That we see Juneteenth not just as a day off, not just as a federal holiday, but really Juneteenth is an opportunity to bring folks together. Juneteenth has the potential to really help us think about how do we really embrace history and allow history to help us, again, to fuel more conversations, to have more dialogue, to have more engagement, people coming together. And so I'm very excited.
So Juneteenth was actually yesterday, technically June 19th, but today, as mentioned, the federal holiday, one recognized by all but 5 states in the U.S. City and state governments were closed here in Nebraska, as well as several businesses. The holiday was first celebrated back in 1866 across different parts of the country to commemorate the emancipation of slaves down in Galveston, Texas. Coming up at 6, we'll speak with Lincoln residents about when they first became aware of Juneteenth and what the holiday means to them today.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Yosef. Now to growing fears. The country could be heading into a recession with consumer prices at a 40-year high. The U.S. Treasury Secretary says she doesn't believe a recession is guaranteed. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest in this economic pulse.
As Americans face the highest consumer prices in 4 decades, the president remaining optimistic, saying he believes the economy will slow down.
There's nothing inevitable about a recession.
President Biden also vowing to provide some relief, hoping to decide this week whether to suspend the federal gas tax, and suggesting gas rebate cards could also be a possibility.
It would shave about 18 cents off of every gallon of gas, and it would also take money away from infrastructure projects. It's a balancing act in a time like this when you have prices soaring really across the board.
Gas prices are 40 cents higher than they were just a month ago. Everything from rent to groceries are up 12% from last year. Airfares up nearly 40%. Inflation at 8.6%.
I'm dipping in savings so that I can live.
It's been growing at a very rapid rate as the economy, as the labor market is recovered and we have reached full employment. It's natural now that we expect a transition to steady and stable growth.
According to economists surveyed by Bloomberg, the odds of a U.S. recession in the next 12 months are rising. The probability now at 30%, double the odds from 3 months ago.
It's really kind of tough, because you want to have everything provided, but everything is so high.
We are seeing the first signs of a slowdown, with retail sales dipping in May for the first time this year. Airfare bookings are also down slightly. Experts say this pullback amongst consumers could mean a recession is on the horizon. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And the USDA has developed a summer food program for children all across the nation. It has set up specific sites and dates to offer free meals to eligible kids. They're available to children ages 1 through 18 through the Summer Food Service Program. There's also a number of camps and programs that offer meals to students who are enrolled. We have more information on this. Click on this story on KOKNTV.com. And of course, we all know food continues to get more and more expensive, both at the store and in restaurants. So how bad might it get? Lauren Bentley takes a closer look.
If you've been to the grocery store lately, you've probably noticed that you've had to pay a lot more than you did a few months ago. And that's thanks to inflation. From produce to cereal, inflation is making grocery bills higher.
I'm using every lever available to me to bring down prices for the American people.
And the effect is felt in central Nebraska.
People realize that it's affected everywhere, so we're just trying to do our best to remain competitive at all levels.
While the cost of some things stay low, others have gone way up.
It's different departments at different times.
But customers continue to shop.
I don't think we're seeing any less customers. I think our sales are holding steady, and we're just doing what we can.
The same goes for restaurants.
Business is really good.
But the price for ingredients is continuing to climb.
Flour has doubled what we're paying for it.
And don't forget about delivery services and kitchen tools.
And then we get fuel surcharges on a lot of stuff we get delivered. Those have doubled and tripled. We get these aluminum foil wraps that we used to get like 1,000 of them for like $15. It's like $62 now.
The U.S. Department of Labor says the price for food has gone up by more than 11% in 1 year. The price to eat out is more than 9% higher than in 2021.
We're probably not far now from a $40 pizza.
And buying food to cook at home is more than 12% higher. But the demand remains the same, as you still have to eat, regardless of high prices.
It's extremely frustrating on the consumer side, and even more so on, my coworkers and myself.
Reporting in Kearney, I'm Lauren Bentley.
And coming up on the news, a relief for some parents. Children ages 6 months to 5 years old officially able to get vaccinated now against COVID-19. We'll have the latest coming up next. And now to the news many parents have been waiting for months. COVID shots for children as young as 6 months old now on the way. The CDC giving its official sign off. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the very latest.
The first wave of shots for America's youngest children now going into those tiny arms. Children ages 6 months to 5 years old officially able to get vaccinated against COVID-19. And health experts warn there's no time to waste.
If you're thinking about getting your child fully protected, maximally protected before the fall, starting sooner rather than later is a good idea.
States have already put in their orders for the more than 18 million American children now eligible. In Ohio, some parents already booking their appointments.
We have a 4-year-old son, and we've been living quite a sheltered life over the last 2 years, trying to keep him safe. So this will give us a little bit of breathing room.
Families have two options. Pfizer's 3-shot course, each dose 1/10 the size of the adult dose, administered over 11 weeks. There's also Moderna's 2-shot regimen, each one a quarter of the adult dose, 1 month apart. And while children are less likely to become severely ill from COVID, doctors say it's still critical for them to get vaccinated.
It's the best way to hedge bets against severe illness, hospitalization, long COVID, and any potential issues that may happen with the fall surge.
But many families are still hesitant. According to a survey taken in April before the CDC's recommendation, 1 in 5 parents say they were eager to get their little ones protected, while 4 out of 10 parents said they were reluctant to get their kids vaccinated right away.
We don't feel confident enough at this point to make that decision. We would really like to wait a little while and see what happens.
And new COVID data shows that though thousands of Americans are still losing their lives to COVID every day, cases, hospitalizations, and deaths have leveled off. Still, health experts urge unvaccinated Americans to get their shots and vaccinated Americans their boosters. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Washington.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
A very warm and muggy afternoon. Sunny skies, but a lot of haze across the sky, and we'd mentioned that would probably be the case for today and tomorrow with some sunshine around, although tomorrow we're likely to see more clouds beginning to build in. Temperature-wise, it is warm. We've hit 95 degrees in Lincoln. That is the high temperature for the day. Look out towards Grand Island. It's 101 degrees for you. 98 in Hastings and 98 in Aurora. We've got 98 in Hebron and unofficially 102 degrees down in Fairbury. It is humid as well. Dew points are sitting in the upper 60s to low 70s for most of us. Slightly less humid out towards Grand Island and Hastings right now. But look at the heat index. It's feeling like it's in the lower 100s. I've seen it as high as 103 this afternoon in Lincoln, and it feels like 103 degrees right now in Columbus. For the rest of this evening, we'll keep clear skies around. It's going to stay very warm. This morning, we only dropped to 78 degrees. Tomorrow morning, we may drop to 74 as a cold front gets closer to us. That's why temperatures will be in the mid-60s out towards Grand Island. 76 for a low temperature in Beatrice and 74 in Lincoln. Notice what's going on back out to the west. Nothing in southeast Nebraska, but we've got thunderstorms blowing up through the central part of the state, as well as out towards the panhandle of the state where they've had tornado warnings out that direction. Right now, we've got severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for portions of Holt County. This warning is in effect until 5:30 this evening, and you can see it's getting up to the edge of the warning, so we will see if we issue or if the Weather Service issues another warning to the north and east. For the most part, the worst of this is just to the north and west of O'Neill at this point. Tracking this to the northeast at 50 miles per hour brings it through Rock Falls at 523, Meek at 528, Coleman at 533, Redbird at 537, and Bristow, if it continues to move that direction, at 540. Back to the south and west, we had the one warning that was in effect for Red Willow County. That's no longer in effect, but you can see a scattering of showers and thunderstorms that are developing out towards the central and southwestern corner of the state. We'll keep a chance for some showers and thunderstorms out that direction as we go through the rest of the evening and through the overnight hours. You'll see that on Stormcast, keeping some of these thunderstorms out there. It's not going to be terribly widespread. And even through 11 o'clock, we'll have a chance for some thunderstorms. And they may start to kick up and expand in coverage just a bit down towards the southwest corner of the state and even the far southern portions of the state. And by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, it's not out of the question we could hear some raindrops falling in the Lincoln area tomorrow morning. This is all happening on the northwest edge of a large hot dome that's just off to our south and east. What is the hot dome? It's high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Think about two things. Low pressure, we get lift, and that starts to build thunderstorms up. That's what we're seeing back up this direction. Where the hot dome is, it's basically high pressure in the upper levels. So with high pressure, you get sinking action underneath it, or sinking air. Air is a gas, and when you compress a gas, it starts to heat up, and that's why we get heat here. And when the hot dome's overhead, we don't get thunderstorms developing. Well, this hot dome's going to stay off to the south and east for the next several days, so that brings in a chance for some thunderstorms our way. It's also going to bring in some slightly cooler temperatures. By noon tomorrow, there will be a chance for some isolated showers out to the west. As we head through the afternoon, an isolated shower or two, maybe even a thunderstorm possible through 5 o'clock. Temperatures tomorrow, as I mentioned, will be a little cooler, of highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s as a cold front begins to slide through. We'll have some gusts at times to 18 miles per hour. Some of those showers and thunderstorms may continue on into the evening, and then we'll be carrying nearly a daily chance for some showers and thunderstorms, especially through the day on Thursday, where the rain may be just a bit more in the widespread variety. 86 degrees for a high temperature on Wednesday, 87 degrees and scattered showers and thunderstorms Thursday. The heat comes back on Friday with more humidity, so we'll have a heat index up right around 100 degrees during the afternoon with a chance for some isolated showers, better chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, and then notice what happens for the second half of the weekend and into early parts of next week. Some relief from the heat. Temperatures actually going below normal. 80 degrees for a high on Sunday, 82 degrees by Monday, then we may start to warm things up as we get back into the middle and end of next week.
Oh, that'll be so nice. Get back into the, what, mid to upper 80s on a couple of those days?
Or even low 80s,
yeah.
and some of you could be in the upper 70s, which could require winter coats, by the way we've been going here as of late.
All right, thank you, John. To Washington, D.C. now. The January 6th committee is preparing for its 4th public hearing tomorrow. So what should we expect? ABC's Justin Finch is in Washington with more.
With each hearing, the January 6th committee sharpens its focus on former President Trump, his inner circle, and the alleged multi-part plot to keep Trump in office.
I certainly think the president is guilty of knowing what he did, seditious conspiracy, being involved in these, kind of different segments of pressuring DOJ, vice president, etc.
Congressman Adam Kinzinger, one of 2 Republicans on the committee investigating the Capitol riot, says he believes they've uncovered evidence worthy of criminal charges.
I think what we're presenting before the American people certainly would rise to a level of criminal involvement by a president.
The former president criticizing the House committee probing the Capitol attack.
This is not a congressional investigation, this horrible situation that's wasting everyone's time.
He's essentially saying, yeah, I did it and I'll do it again. Which is what we have been contending all along.
Appearing on NBC's Meet the Press, committee member Jamie Raskin calls Trump's reaction and his continuing attacks on Vice President Mike Pence's actions that day essentially an admission of guilt, saying it underscores the urgency of the Capitol riot probe. New ABC News and Ipsos polling suggests the hearings are having an impact, finding about 6 in 10 Americans surveyed saying former President Trump should face charges for his role in the January 6th insurrection. Tuesday's hearing is set to center on former President Trump pressing state-level officials to overturn their 2020 election results. The Georgia Secretary of State is expected to testify about Trump asking him to find almost 12,000 votes for the Trump campaign. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And a reminder, with Juneteenth being a federal holiday today, there was no trading on Wall Street. We'll be right back.
This week, the American vets
Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you, right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness